Hey guys, I'm really excited to have with me former WBC International Super Lightweight Champ and Golden Contract finalist Tyrone McKenna. How are you doing?
Well, good. Just sitting in the house, chilled.
Yeah, good. How's COVID been treating you? COVID-19. How's it affected you, like in and outside the ring?
Um, I think inside the ring, when I fought with no crowd and stuff, it was very very weird. It didn't feel like a real fight. So I thought that was very strange. I can't wait the crowds are back for fights. But outside the ring, like day to day life, like I'm lucky that I had a fight right before the first lockdown, like a week before the first lockdown. So I needed time off anyway, and then I had a fight there before this mini second lockdown came in. So I'm very lucky that I got out the two times that I have got out. So it hasn't really affected me too much. It's just a bit boring in day to day life. I can't go to restaurants. I usually after fights go to restaurants or take the kids away on holiday and stuff like that. But I haven't really been able to do anything.
Yeah, it's tough. How's it been in Dublin? Sorry, in Belfast.
Mm,
In terms of like, the gyms and stuff, are they still
yeah.
all open and you're still able to like access them or no?
Um, they weren't, but they reopened it, I think a few weeks ago, maybe a few months ago. But they're closing again this week. So, but lucky enough, I have like from the first lockdown, I bought it like every piece of gym equipment that I needed. I bought that and put it in my garage.
Oh,
So
nice.
I've got I'm pretty I'm all right with training in my own house. And then as soon as Dublin is back on, and I go back down to Dublin and train in the Dublin gyms and get back with Pete, and that's when I'll knuckle down. But I'll only do that when I've got a fight.
Yeah, that makes sense. Quickly before we go on to your like potential fights, I found out how
Yeah.
you got the nickname the Mighty Celt. Do you want to touch upon that a little bit? Because I thought it was quite an interesting story.
Yeah. Well, when I was 14 years old, there was been a movie being made in Belfast, and to get the lead role, the casting directors were going around every school in Belfast and every boxing club in Belfast and every youth club in Belfast and asking people to audition. And they went to my secondary school, La Salle, and they were picking all sorts of kids. And they went over to my group of mates. They picked all my mates and didn't pick me. And I went, I mustn't look like the right kind of kid for this
Yeah.
part. But I've seen in the paper anyway that anyone could go to these auditions, and I said, right, I'm going to go down with my mates, may as well, a bit of crack. And I went and got through the first round, and there was about 10 rounds. Kept on getting through each round, and every time they made cuts, and I was down to the last four people, and then I got the part of Donal in the Mighty Celt, and it stuck with me. The Mighty Celt, everyone always called me at Nick Boxing. There's the Mighty Celt because of the film, and I thought it'd be a good wee nickname for pro.
No, yes, it is a very good nickname. When I was like looking up beforehand when I watched all your fights, I was thinking like, why is it called the Mighty Celt? And I thought I'd look into it, and I thought that was quite an interesting story actually. Could have been
Yes,
an
it
actor in
is.
another life.
No, no. See, to be honest, I had a chance to get a part in Game of Thrones
Yeah,
because of that film. They phoned me up and they were looking at me, and at that stage, I don't even think I had a phone. I was just drinking a lot and stuff, and I didn't box at the time either, and they were looking for me, and I had a Jay-Z concert the same weekend that they wanted me to do. They phoned me up and they said, "Red, can you meet me on Saturday? We've got a role for you." And I've never heard of Game of Thrones because
Hmm.
it hadn't been out before, and I decided to go to Jay-Z concert instead of going to meet Evans.
Well, I'm
I
sure the
could have
Jay-Z
been,
concert was good.
an actor. I know.
So how did you get into boxing then?
Just growing up in Allentown, West Belfast. My bigger brother is a year older than me, not even a year, 11 months older than me, and he was so angry as a kid. I don't know why, maybe because he was very small or something. But he's so angry as a kid, and he always used to go about and have fights with everyone, and just start fights with absolutely everyone. And because I was always with him, I used to get beat up as well. And so, like, I think one day we were going to shop, and one crowd that he picked on, like a day before or something, jumped us. They all beat us up, and my dad just sent us down to the boxing club and told us we need to learn how to fight. So that was the start of it. He didn't stick at it because he hated training, but I stuck at it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, isn't that whenever every boxer retires, they say we miss the fighting, but we don't miss the training, isn't it? That's what they say. A lot of them.
Tough.
Oh, yeah. So you so you talked about your last fight, which obviously was the final of the Golden Contract. Just quickly, I just wanted to get your thoughts on the format. Did you like the format in terms of kind of knowing what your next opponent potentially would be, and there was like a clear route?
That was lethal. I thought the format was brilliant. Usually when you fight, you don't know what's happening next. Like, say I fought in January, I would know when I was fighting next and who was fighting or where I was going or what was going to happen. But with this format, you fought, and if you won, you knew what date you were fighting on. You knew the potential opponents that you could fight, and just give you a bit of stability and a bit like. I'd go off the rails sometimes after usual fights, and I'd go, right, I don't know, I'll probably be fighting in about 4 months, so I'll go off the rails for a month and eat Chinese every night, get junk food, pizzas and all, and drink, and you'd blow up. But with this, because you knew when you were fighting, you knew you had to go back straight into training, and you didn't mind because you knew you got this big fight coming up. And yeah, I loved being part of the Golden Contract.
Yeah. So then I'm assuming if they were to have a similar, I guess, tournament, or even if you won, say, your next 2 fights and you were in like even title contention, and they had the WBSS as well, that you'd be like interested in that in the future then.
No, anything like that. I tournament based pro boxing is maybe the way forward. I mean, them WBSS shows are I think some of the most exciting fights. I don't think there's been a dull final yet. I mean, Taylor Progress and Inui's final and Music's final and all the finals have been unbelievable. So I think they're the way forward, personally.
Yeah, no, they're really exciting. I agree.
I guess people having to fight people that would never really want to fight or have to duck and stuff like that. You're forced to make the big fights and the fights that the fans want. So I think there should be more on all different levels, on all levels. I think there should be these kind of tournament based things.
Yeah, no, it would be very good structurally, and also, as you said, no one can dodge anyone. I don't think we'd get a heavyweight one anytime soon, but who knows?
I think it would be unbelievable.
Yeah, exactly. So in that final, obviously, so you narrowly lost a points decision to Ohara Davis. I don't want to touch upon the fight too much because I know you probably had loads of people ask you about the fight and how you thought it went. But I was just saying, in the fight with Ohara Davis, obviously before there seemed to be a little bit of beef and like it was a bit heated between you two. But after you seemed to have like set those differences aside. And I was saying a lot of fights, there seems to be beef before, but I guess, is it during the fight there's a respect earned, and then after that's why you kind of make up and you guys are okay because it's almost like you've shared something kind of grueling together.
Yeah, there's that. It is. You do respect someone that goes into the fight and you punch the head each other and then you go out and you do respect it. But I think a lot of the build up is because you know you're going to fight someone, you have to hate them. You have to. They're in front of you. They're the person blocking you from the kind of the life that you want or the win that you need and stuff like that. So your whole focus is on them every day, all day. So you do build not a hatred, but you dislike the guy because it's what you're working for. It's what your mind is fully focused on, and then after you have a tear up, he's not really part of your life no more. You don't really. It's not like you really care about him anymore. Like you can't hate him because you had a war with him, and it's over. The moment's over. So you might as well be mates. And I'm a friendly guy. I don't hate nobody.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It makes so much sense. Like that you said about obviously having to almost dislike someone because they're in the way of what you want, and it's like getting in a good mindset, isn't it, to go forward and
you can't
go for war.
You can't go in the fight liking someone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It wouldn't be much of a fight then, probably, would it? I guess.
That'd be bored.
So, talking of fights, then, are there any fights that? So it seems like you don't have anything lined up as of yet. But what kind of fight or fights would you be interested in going forward now after that fight with a?
Well, I've always said that after that fight with O'Hara, that I'm never boxing like on the back foot again. It's wars only. So the kind of fights that I want to go forward with are people that I know will have a war with me, have tear up, not have born fights that people aren't interested in. So when the likes of people that I respect, Lewis Ritson, but I think he'd be a great fight for me.
Yeah.
He comes to fight, he's very entertaining. I love watching him. So I know for a fact he'll stand in the center of the ring and trade. I'll stand in the center of the ring and trade because that's what I'm doing in the future. Because referees don't. That referee penalise you if you're actually good at boxing and use your skills. They want to just see you slug it out. So that's what we'll do in the future. So the likes of Ritson in the UK, I'd love. I've seen someone suggest Terry Flanagan. I think that would be a great fight, but I think he may be lightweight now. And then I've always wanted to fight in the States. So I've seen Jamie Conlan after my fight said that he's trying to push me on to Michael Conlan's undercard in Madison Square Garden in New York in St Paddys Day. So if that happened, I would it's a top ranked show, so why not like the likes of Chris Algieri? I'd love to fight him. I think I've been excited to fight Alex Sediso, whatever he's called. I'd be another great fight. I mean, there's a lot of great fights, but as I said before, I would just want ones that are going to entertain fans and have a war. I want there to be bloodshed. I want there to be droppages. I want there to be no back foot boxing. I want to stand in the center ring and have terror.
Yeah, the Madison Square Garden sounds incredible on St. Paddy days. You must love that. Yeah, that would be great.
I was depressed after my fight, and then I read that in the paper like a week after, and I think it was the first thing that brought a smile to my face. So if that happened, it'll be buzzing. So let's hope, Jamie, if you're watching this, get that happening.
Yeah, exactly. MTK Global, get it working. So what's your ambitions then, like going forward? So obviously you're looking to kind of rebuild and, as you said, have some tear-ups, get some good wins under your belt now. What's your ultimate goal? Do you have an ultimate goal, or are you just rolling with it?
I wouldn't say I have an ultimate goal. Obviously, it's to be world champion. Everyone wants to be world champ. But what way it's going to happen, I don't know. I'm not... I just look forward to my next fight. I would love fighting. I love training for fights. I love being in the ring and having a therapy, as I said. So I just looking forward to my next fight and the next one after that, after I win. And I just keep on going and hopefully I end up with a world title around with some stage. But I've always said I don't want to be Ireland's most decorated fighter or best fighter ever. I want to be Ireland's most entertaining fighter. And apart from the last one where I tried to box, before that I was known for wars and being entertaining. So I think I'm well on my way to being one of Ireland's most entertaining fighters.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Okay, so I want to go a little bit away from boxing, a little bit into your interests, which I might be wrong, but I saw on your Instagram you're a bit of a master chef.
Oh, you're that wrong.
What's your favorite dish to cook then?
Favorite dish. I'd say, to be honest, my favorite dish would probably just be jerk chicken or brown stew. I love West Indies food. Okay. So like Jamaican jerk chicken and rice and peas. I love making that kind of dishes. Brown stew chicken and stuff. But they're probably my favorite food to eat. But I mean, I do the steaks and the duck and all that shit. They're all fancy food as well. I love cooking. I love it.
Yeah, I saw your like prawn paprika linguine and all sorts. It looks really good. Yeah.
I'm good. Self-taught, YouTube taught.
Your partner's very lucky. You must be cooking for her a lot.
She's the fussiest eater in the world. Like she eats the plainest food ever, and she won't touch my food. And I just be sitting there going, she's got the life, and she doesn't even realize it.
Yeah. So then, I guess after your career, maybe would you be up for going on a show like MasterChef, like Dylan White did? You see, Dylan White
I've
did it.
said it. I've said it all the time. I say I need to get on Celeb Master Chef or even the normal Master Chef. I just need. That's my dream. My goal. You said that I had to have a goal. My goal is to get on Celeb Master Chef. I want to get so famous that they ask me to get on that. So that's my next. That's my next thing. That goal that I'm looking.
Oh, that would be good. That would be good. Look forward to seeing you on there. I'm sure at some point. So before I wrap up, actually, I wanted to ask you about some fights on the weekend. So Daniel Dubois versus Joyce. I wanted to get your opinion on that. What do you think is going to happen? Because it's very torn. I think the bookmakers have got 3-1 with Dubois.
It's really hard to tell. I just think Dubois I just think he's faster and he's more explosive, and they're both very good. I mean, Joyce is very good as well. His work rate's unbelievable, and he doesn't stop coming forward and stuff. But I just think Dubois is the better all-round fighter. I think Dubois wins. I think Dubois wins. It's hard to call it. I think Dubois stops him.
Okay.
But I like Joyce. You know what? It's a great fight. I can't wait for it. I really can't. It's so exciting. Like I always say, like, watch Joyce and be like, he's very beatable. But then you watch him and he absolutely battered or knocks it. He must hit like a horse. And I can which one can't take a punch? Who knows? I don't know. It's a hard one to call.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
There is no crowds for it. That deserves a crowd.
100%, yeah. And it's free on BT as well, to be fair. So
is it?
Fair play. Yeah, it's free on BT. Yeah.
That should be a pay-per-view there. If we're talking pay-per-views, that's one I'd be interested in. Yeah,
it was on pay-per-view, but then after the lockdown, they rearranged it. They said, actually, we'll put it on for free. So fair play.
Unlike Eddie Hearn sticking on a fiver in his one.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Oh, okay. And the other fight, which is very important, of course, is Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr., the exhibition. No. Who's going to win that?
Apparently, there's no winner.
Yeah, I heard no winner, but I mean, how do you think it'll go?
See, I can't believe in the rules to say no knockouts allowed. How can you predict there's going to be no knockouts? Like, this is two animals of the sport.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be. I'll tune in to watch it, but I don't think it'll be great. I think after about 3 or 4 rounds, they'll just be gassed and I'll hold them up. But I think Jones will be more his old self than Tyson will be. I think Tyson will just go for a knockout, and after about 2 or 3 rounds, he'll just be absolutely gassed.
Yeah, Jones only fought like 2 years ago. I mean, it wasn't a...
No, Jones is still younger, and I think he would keep himself in better condition as well. So I just think he's going to be fitter, and Tyson will blow up after 2 or 3 rounds. Yeah,
that's fair. And actually, sorry, before we get the other fight that I want to talk about, which is in your division, Josh Taylor versus Jose Ramirez, which looks like that will most likely that will get made, but when there's a crowd. What do you think of that fight?
Yeah. I think it's an unbelievable fight. I mean, 2 very exciting fighters to watch. Haven't seen loads and loads of Ramirez. I've seen him against Hooker, and he was brilliant against him. I think that's a very hard fight to call as well. Josh Taylor's unbelievable. I think he's the best out of the super lightweights in my eyes, and I think he beats Ramirez. But I think it's a very hard fight and a very exciting fight. But I just think again that Josh Taylor's an all round, like, he's everything. He's speed, he's power, he's feet movement, he's defense. Yeah. I think Ramirez lacks a bit of foot, like a bit of quality in his footwork and stuff like that. I think Josh Taylor will edge it.
Okay, that's fair enough. Is there anything else you want to touch upon before we wrap up?
No, just I'm the greatest. Keep on watching me. I'm a legend. I'm humble as ever.
Humble as ever, yeah. Exactly. Anyone you want to shout out before?
Tommy McCarthy, you're a legend. That's about it.
Okay, fair enough. Well, thank you so much for being on again, as I really appreciate it. And hope you and your family stay safe in these very strange times. And as you said, you're going to go into lockdown, the gym, but hopefully it opens up soon and you get a fight date sorted. Who knows, Madison Square Garden, as you said.
Give me March, Madison Square Garden. I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thanks so much for being on.